Call Allah Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well over the flock. Shalom and salutation to you brothers out here pushing the words of truth and sincerity. So this video is going to be about sticking to the script. Sticking to the script because as you see here in the definition of script, the written text of a play, movie, or broadcast says text, book, screenplay. All right, when you go into psychology, it says the social role or behavior appropriate to particular situations that an individual absorbs through cultural influences and association with others. So what's the script? What is the play? All right, what's the text say? It says how to act, how to behave, what to believe, what to watch out for. All right, and the key point I'm going to harken on is what to watch out for. The scriptures, you got to watch out for men who have learned one thing and teach the opposite. Men who begin to be so deep that they begin to teach something so incorrect. And one of the main things they love to do is to leave out the basics. They like to teach way higher, all right, over the average man's intellectual capacity of retaining scriptures, meaning go straight to the meat, and only the meat. And they seem to never, ever dive into any of the milk. Well, there might be a tactic to that behind that, which is, once again, men are infatuated with enticing words, but the prophets never came in enticing words. What's an enticing word? Something that sounds so appealing to the ear, but in all actuality, something's wrong with it. It's off. All right, it looks clean on the outside, but there's roaches on the inside. So Psalms 19:11 says, "Moreover, by them is thy servant warned." What do we get from reading these scriptures? Warnings. Warnings about what not to do. Warnings about false prophets, people that's led to mislead, people that's paid to mislead. And we also learn about the warnings of the tribulations and times to come, especially for a non-believer. The warnings against taking an RFID chip, the mark of the beast. Warnings against these things, man. So moreover, that by them is thy servant warned, and in keeping of them there is great reward. We understand that this reward begins with this knowledge that we have now, the ability to see the future, be prudent, the ability to understand scripture. That's a reward in itself. But the true reward is going to be salvation and everlasting life. Yeah, that's going to be the true reward. Along with that, of course, you're going to get inheritance, which is going to be slaves in the form of the other nations. Because the rulership in the kingdom of heaven, which is to come, is going to be set up by an Israelite. It's going to be ruled by an Israelite eternally. All right. Psalms 119:98. Though thou through thy commandments hast made me wiser than mine enemies. So this knowledge helps you become wiser than the ones who pray against you, the ones who are adversaries to this word, this doctrine, who are adversaries to Yahweh Shah. Those are our enemies. For they are ever with me. I have more understanding than all my teachers. So the understanding and the commandments, these are the precepts that you read in the Bible. The learning of the Bible is so instrumental to becoming, advanced in your mindset and the way you think, advanced in the ability to be able to discern righteousness from wickedness, who's acting according to the spirit, who's moved by the spirit, who's being moved by Satan. Where the snakes are without even cutting the grass. You got to be able to determine that. And that's what the commandments and the understanding gives you. It says, I have more understanding than all my teachers. Let's get it correct. You have teachers since you was the babe, right? You didn't just now get a teacher because you're so many years old. And so the understanding, more understanding than all your teachers, is everybody who's ever taught you something. Now, when you really started to learn this truth, you learned it through the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And it's not a competition once you get into this word. But what you realize is all those people who taught you from birth, so-called teachers included in the schools, you know more than them. It says, for my testimonies are with my meditation. For thy testimonies are my meditation. Meaning we remember these precepts. We recite these precepts. We understand and grow with these precepts. That's our growth. The ability for us to understand more precepts is growth. To understand, not to be able to just recite like a parrot, but to understand it. Every time you understand the precept even more, you grew. It says, I understand more than the ancients because I keep thy precepts. So it's all about learning this knowledge. It's all about getting prepared for what what the prophecies are saying. It's all about the mental stability that the elect are going to have in the day of the Lord, and how they're going to push through and persevere in the coldest and the hardest times. All right. Psalms 119 and 104. Through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way. That's the bottom line. You have brothers that hate the evil and love the good, as the scripture tells you to do. So you out here in this world, but you're not of the world. All right. The world has damn near forgotten of you. Paul spoke about that, being crucified to the world. Hell, man, they barely know we exist, except when Esau puts us on mainstream media in a black light, in a dark light. But other than that, we're here witnessing what's going on at the same time as these people in the world. But we able to put it together because we understand that the Most High created this situation, and he's doing this to bring down Babylon. Bottom line, it's all to bring down Babylon and raise up an eternal kingdom with righteous rulers. Start with King Yahushua, then King David, then the 12, or the 11. It says here, Psalms 119 and 130. The entrance of thy word giveth light; it giveth understanding unto the simple. So that's what we're reaching out for: wisdom, knowledge, understanding. The more we learn, the less simple we become. And the process repeats and repeats until the day of the Lord is here, because it's very close and near. And every day draws closer. We need to become more aware, meditate more on these scriptures, and pray for direction, faith, and courage, and might, that in the days to come we have enough strength to carry through whatever the situation be, even up into death. Just carry through. All right? Lord willing, that's the spirit we're going to have in that day. So till next time, Shalom.